Passing up to Clerk. Turns inside. Oh, the green shot! Oh!
From offense to defense, from shooting to passing, these are the 12 greatest signature moves that changed the NBA. Number 12. Tim Duncan's bank shot. They call it the lost art of bank shots. Tim Duncan, the 5-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, and Hall of Famer, who played his whole career, 19 years, for the San Antonio Spurs, relied heavily on his bank shot. He was never a showman as the rest of his generation, but his numbers made him one of the greatest fours to ever play the game since his first training camp with the Spurs, when he was facing one of the strongest big mans in the league, the Admiral, David Robinson. He showed the power of the bank shot. He dominated the recent league MVP, and with his footwork and finesse, showed efficiency and perfection. Duncan would turn to face the hoop, jab his right foot to create space, and then fire the ball off the box that would almost always drop through the net. He quickly earned the name the Big Fundamental. Fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen, are what is today forgotten and could get you into a Hall of Fame, competing for the best 4 of all time. Number 11. Stockton-Malone pick and roll. The greatest pick and roll duo in basketball history. Karl Malone and John Stockton were so good together that if they hadn't played in the era of Michael Jordan and the Bulls, they would probably have a lot of rings to put on their fingers. The duo dominated the league for 2 decades. They were known for their toughness and dirty plays, but they were also unstoppable on offense due to Malone's mid-range shooting and his explosive athleticism. Stockton was known for his outstanding passes, but he could also hit outside jumpers and could drive to the basket. After Malone's block, Stockton would choose one. Either he drives to the basket, fakes the layup, and passes to Malone, or he shoots from the outside if he has enough space. Since Karl Malone, the mailman, was the second all-time scorer in NBA history, I'm guessing Stockton often passed the ball to the unstoppable beast. Number 10. Dikembe Mutombo's finger wag. Did you know that his full name was Dikembe Mutombo Mplondo Mukamba Jean-Jacques Wamutombo? Mutombo, born in Congo, an NBA Hall of Famer, inspired a lot of big guys over the years to play defense and get a lot of recognition. His celebration of a block, called the finger wag, has outgrown him and become something that is shared by all the big men in the league. What makes Mutombo's signature move so special is that it's a defensive move, which is often so much harder than an offensive one. We all know that dunks are being celebrated and recognized much more, but Mutombo made sure that defensive blocks can also be celebrated as something special. In his career, Mount Mutombo, as people started calling him, blocked Jordan, Bryant, Malone, Duncan, Nowitzki, and so many more. Number 9. The Dirk Nowitzki lean. The best European to ever play in the NBA, Dirk Nowitzki was most famous for his post-up play, in which he would do a one-legged fadeaway, which was completely unguardable. He used his height advantage playing in the mid-range, and would often create his own shot without help from anybody. If you think this is not so special, just ask LeBron James and the Miami Heat, who lost to that year's MVP, Dirk, who won the championship with the Mavs. Number 8. Rajon Rondo's fake pass. Rajon Rondo wasn't the greatest point guard to ever play the game. Heck, he wasn't even top 5, but his passing, due to his long hands, was something on the next level. We all know he struggled with shooting beyond the arc, but after the block, he would drive to the lane, and then defenders wouldn't know what to expect. His signature move was his fake pass. Since defenders would presume that he was passing, he would fake the pass to his big man and drive to the basket without being contested. A beautiful thing to watch, which is today used by most guards, but we never should forget who popularized it. Number 7. Manu Ginobili's Euro step. Before James Harden, there was Manu Ginobili. When he got on the Spurs championship team, many people doubted his athleticism and his ability to score. Well, Manu proved them wrong. When driving in for the basket, Manu developed a move that was very hard to anticipate. His move, the Euro step, has today become essential for all guards playing in the NBA. The key to the Euro step is when you're driving into the basket, you have to change speed, change the rhythm, and then you can create space and score or pass. Number 6. George Gervin's finger roll. George Iceman Gervin was a scoring machine, finishing his NBA career with an average of 26.2 points per game. Some even called him one of the greatest guards ever to play the game. His finger roll is probably one of the most aesthetically pleasing moves in NBA history. When he would drive past his opponents, Gervin would roll the ball softly off his fingertips. His finger roll was so deadly effective that it was and still remains one of the highest percentage shots. Number 5. Allen Iverson's crossover. Allen Iverson, called the Answer, was a person who broke more ankles than black ice. His crossover made some of the best defenders in the world look ridiculous. His combination of hesitation, agility, and his absurd ball handling skills made Iverson a nightmare to guard. His best display of his crossover was in the NBA Finals against the Lakers, when he shook Tyronn Lue, who fell on the floor, drained the shot, and stepped over Lue on his way back on defense. Such swagger. Number 4. Hakeem Olajuwon's Dream Shake. One of the greatest centers to ever play the game, Hakeem was called the Dream because his dunking was so effortless that people would call it a dream. But his signature move was in the post. He would shoulder shimmy to feel his defender's balance, and then he would choose a pivot foot. His footwork was impressive since he was 7 feet tall, but he moved like a guard. Even after his retirement, numerous NBA stars would be seen learning and training with Hakeem, like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Yao Ming. Number 3. Michael Jordan's fadeaway. The greatest player to ever play the game, the GOAT, the man whose last name is connected to the game of basketball, developed a move that was simply unguardable. The Utah Jazz can attest to that. He would make his way in the post, feeling his defender's balance, and then, if he would feel pressure on any shoulder, he would jump away in the other direction and shoot. His athleticism made his jump shots look like he was defying gravity itself. The GOAT. Number 2. Magic's no-look pass. Earvin Magic Johnson was named the greatest NBA point guard of all time. Also, he was the greatest passer of all time. Playing point guard while being 6'9" isn't easy, but Magic made it look like a joke. His passes in transition were unparalleled in precision, finding his teammates and leaving opponents dumbfounded. What is amazing is that he would find those passes at full speed, dribbling with the ball and having a defender or two on him. He would always get every single one of his teammates involved and make them all better players. That was the magic of Earvin Magic Johnson. Number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Skyhook. 6-time league MVP, 19-time NBA All-Star, and 6-time NBA champion. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar remains to this day NBA's all-time leading scorer with 38,387 points. His signature move, the Skyhook, led him to most of his points and is known in NBA history to be 100% unstoppable. At 7'2", when he would jump away from the defender and use his Skyhook, the ball would be more than 10 feet in the air. Blocking his shot is impossible by physics, but Kareem would also use his body to isolate his right arm and push back defenders. During his entire career, his Skyhook was only blocked twice. Maybe that's why he never averaged less than double-digit points for 20 seasons. Truly remarkable.